Yeah, welcome back to Macarius Plus. Nigeria continues to face increasing security challenge. But today in Arise News, a former Brigadier General of the Nigerian Army and a former spokesman of the Nigerian Army was interviewed. His, his speech was shocking because this was someone who has held a strategic position in the Nigerian Army who should be considered as a statesman. And if he thinks this way that, oh, the best thing that can happen to fight insecurity in Nigeria is to rehabilitate these terrorists into the community, into the society. These are not people fighting for, or they are not marginalized. Boko Haram is not agitating for anything. Oh, you cannot compare them with the Niger Delta youth who said, oh, the scoop our oil, our region is not developed. The Boko Haram and all these other malicious armed men, they're not agitating for anything. They are not crying, oh, they took our land, they took our resources. No. What is it that they are agitating for that you think the best thing is to rehabilitate them into the society or into the community? In some cases, into the armed forces as well, police and the army. But they deny the fact that, oh, we never recruited any or repentant Boko Haram into the army or into the police. Let's listen to him as he answers questions that has been thrown to him. His thought about the repented Boko Haram, what should be done to them, and what has been his role in rehabilitating these people back to the society.
Where do you stand on the rehabilitation of former Boko Haram members into society?
Thank you for having me on the program. And I can understand the concern by, Nigerians, especially well-meaning Nigerians about this kind of initiative. But what I want you to understand is that we have to look at the circumstances that brought about some of these people being, in the Boko Haram terrorists or insurgent groups, so to speak. Some of them were, conscripted, some of them were forced. If you could recall, way back at the onset of it, the village, they attack villages and communities. They cut away valuables as well as able-bodied men and women, and they subject them to so many things. Some of them, they were made to fight, some were foot soldiers, and so on. Some of them were performing menial duties against their wills and all the rest. So when you look at it from that perspective, that it is not everybody that subscribed to the religious belief of the Boko Haram or the ideology, so to speak. They were there against their will. So due to concerted effort and, of course, appeal, they were made to understand that really there is life beyond the Boko Haram insurgency, and some of them decided to voluntarily lay down their arms or to come back. To come out. I could remember way back, I was even in the service in Burma and all the rest. Hence, that brought about the initiative of the Operation Safe Corridor that is being carried out. And so far, about 3,200 have passed through the program, and with less than 1% recidivism, of the activities. And that goes a long way to speak volume about the success or otherwise of the program. However, just like any other thing, I think the impediment is that there is a communication gap. Communication gap in the sense that when you are confronted with security challenges of this magnitude, kinetic approach alone cannot solve the problem. Therefore, you have to have a combination of the carrot and stick. And part of this combination is what we are witnessing with the Operation Safe Corridor. Now, if you look at it, insurgency everywhere and terrorism, conflicts generally, hardly you resolve them, through, forceful means. Sometimes we end up at a negotiating table and all the rest of them. And we are having a unique way in the sense that in Nigeria we have an unprecedented number of these fighters that decided to renounce violence and voluntarily laid down their arms. And in fact, a part of the international convention, you cannot do, you cannot harm them. So, but I can understand the need for justice and all the rest. Hence, this process. So you should distinguish between those that are really hardcore, those that believe in the ideology of Boko Haram, and those that were conscripted. And those that were conscripted are those people that are undergoing this program thus far. And it's a rigorous program that it is not just the military, it's a combination of so many other stakeholders being brought on board as, medicals, development experts, clergies, and so on. And there are procedures and, of course, buy-in from the communities and what have you. And now they have even gone away, away further, apart from integration and all the rest. But after integration, what next? Because some of them, they were unemployed. Some of them, they were having their own trades and all the rest of them. And I can understand even now the international tropical agriculture is coming in the country rep is coming to see how best they can also enhance their agricultural skill and all the rest. So it's a welcome development. However, a lot needs to be done in the sense that there is need to conscientize Nigerian society about the benefits of that kind of program, because you cannot kill all of them at the same time. Justice should be done depending on the level of involvement of these insurgents or terrorists. Somebody who has been conscripted. Talk of people that have been in, the Chibok girls and so many other people. You cannot blame them because they are forced into it. So, and we will be unfair to them if they lay down their arm and they renounce this, and the society ought to see how best they can, integrate them into the society through a particular, through a process which is being done.
Yeah, permit me to interject at this point in time for the brevity of time. But
all right,
some would say that what you're postulating is against the principles of justice, equity, and good conscience. Yeah. Because when you look at the fabric of our society and the laws that do govern us, be it the penal or the criminal code, there is a Latin maxim that says, ignoratum non excusat. That means the ignorance of the law is not an excuse for you not to be punished by the law. And aiding and abetting is also a massive crime under law. So if you say that because these people were victims or they were victims of situation. We've had people who have also been victims of situation face the full wrath of the law. If we make excuses for them, then we should make excuses for everyone, probably who has been a victim of situations, regardless of their complicity in any crime. What do you make of this?
Well, you see, we are saying almost the same thing. Before you interjected, I was talking about, communication gap, the issue for justice and all the rest. And if you are going to talk about that, you look at the extant legislations about, the anti-terrorism acts and all the rest of them. When you look at it, at the same time, you also look at this peculiar circumstances. Now, for crying out loud, this one you have just said, if, for instance, any one of the Chibok girls that have been abducted over decades now is, rescued or voluntarily decide to come out, for instance. So do you talk about justice in respect of such people?
But if she picks up an arm,
exactly.
If she picks up an arm,
it's a different situation.
If she picks up an arm and is part of the process,
so what? No,
does that exonerate her from the crimes against humanity?
And aside from that, we're talking about Boko Haram terrorists that carried arms. We're not talking about girls who were abducted from their classrooms here.
I'm coming, please. If only you will listen the way I listen to you, we will come to that aspect. Now, I just use that as an example. And I happen to, be among those people who fought against the insurgency. I was there for a year, 2014, 2015, and I know what happened when Burma fell and so many other places, the circumstances. And in any case, there is nothing religious about it. People were conscripted, people were forced. You may not believe it, and I will tell you this. And the people who recaptured Burma from Boko Haram, they will tell you when they were there. The central mosque in front of the Shehu of Burma's mosque, palace, what did they see in that mosque? It was Boko Haram that was there, but I can rest assure you they saw condom and so many other things. So it is not religious. People were high in drugs, doing all sorts of things because they have the power of the gun. They conscripted people, forced them into so many things, inhuman things. So basically now somebody has an opportunity to come out and said with utmost sincerity that he had not been associated, he had been there against his will. Now what do? Do you kill the person? Yes, you have to, and you have to, verify his claim and all the rest, and those are the processes. And what I was saying is that a lot is being done, and unfortunately, it is not being communicated properly.
Okay.
So that is what I'm saying. And of course, when you are involved, now I'm coming. It may surprise you that there are even African countries that are coming to study the model that we are having. And these are the kind of things that we should put out there. And of course, like I said, no system is perfect.
I agree.
There is need for buy-in of people so that they will understand, so that the issue of justice, I wholeheartedly subscribe to the issue of justice, not only to the victims of these atrocities, but even to the perpetrators of the crime.
You heard all that he said. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Should repented Boko Haram be rehabilitated like he suggested into the society? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.